Hello everybody and welcome back to Be Joy in the Kitchen. I am Be Joy and this is my kitchen. And I got the red jacket on today. You might ask why, what happened to the pink one? Anyway, I've got the red jacket on today because we're making Chilaquiles Rojos. And it says on my recipe, don't call them nachos. And the recipe I have that I've adapted actually came from Milk Street magazine, Christopher Kimball. I often adapt recipes to make them all plant-based for you guys. So we're going to get started with these today. It's a combination of tortilla chips and then a chipotle-like, not terribly spicy red sauce. So that's why I got the red jacket on in case I spill. Anyway, I could have gone to the store and bought a bag of chips, and you can, welcome to do that yourself. No reason not to. But you know me, I like to go scratch all the way if I can. So I've got, I didn't make the tortillas myself, I will say that. I could have, but I didn't. Okay, so I've got, I already fixed a tray of them. While I was waiting for you, I put my oven up to 450 and I lined 2 parchment sheet trays, rim baking sheets with parchment. And what I'm going to do is take these and I'm going to very, very, very lightly brush some sunflower oil on them. Don't use olive oil because we're going into a 450-degree oven, and you know, high heat in olive oil is not the very best. You don't want to wreck your olive oil or, I don't know, get it rancid. Anything like that. It's not a good high heat oil. It's a great finishing oil. So I'm just going to just very lightly on one side. And then stacking them up, gonna go ahead and cut them into 8 pieces. So I'm gonna go boom, in half, in half, in half, and in half again. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and lay them out flat. You wanna lay them out flat on your tray. Let's see if I can put this over here a little bit better for you to see. Whoop, here we go. Just gonna lay those that way. I go about 4, maybe 4 or 5 across. See how many we get on this one. And I kind of do it like down, up. See how I got those there? And that's how we're gonna do these today. I'm all excited because I really do like homemade tortilla chips without having to fry them. So you just do a little bit of, this is how I make my tortilla strips, although I do it in strips instead of chip shape for my tortilla soup, which I've got a YouTube on somewhere in the history channel over there on YouTube. And let's just a few more out there. I know I've also had chilaquiles. These don't have eggs in them because I make mine all plant. I've had chilaquiles made with egg as well, but these are going to be just with a red sauce. And they are quite yummy, let me tell you. And you get to make them as hot or not as you want. All right, so I've got these guys laid out here, and they're going to go in the oven, 450 degrees, for about 10 minutes. And what you're going to do is after 5, you're going to go mix them up. Like, just go ahead and toss them up a little. I'm going to put my timer on for 5. And after that rings, we're going to go ahead and open the oven, take them out, toss them a little, and then put them back in. But you want to close your oven when you take them out. Just wanted to make that, because otherwise you're going to lose your heat. Okay. Alrighty, 10 minutes in the oven, and whoop, there we go. Here we have our tortilla chips. Right here, nice snap to them. True confessions, I am a corn chip addict. And I am doing everything in my power right now not to eat half or the entire tray. So I'm just gonna leave those over there and sit on my hands. Well, I'm not gonna sit on my hands because if I did that, I couldn't show you the next part of what we're doing. We're gonna do our rojo sauce. So I've got an onion, I took a medium-sized onion and I cut it in quarters. I'm saving a quarter out because that's going to be our garnish. And I took the other quarter and cut them in half. I've got some sunflower oil heating up back here in my 12-inch pan. What I like about this recipe too is there's not too many pans. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down my onions because we just want to get them a little charred. It'll take about 5 to 7 minutes to get them charred. And then I've got 3 cloves of garlic that are naked without their skins. I'm going to throw those in there. I'm going to watch these guys to make sure that they don't burn. The garlic may end up to be done, most probably, at least most of the time, be done before the onions. So we're just going to let those get a little charcoal in there. And again, it's a 12-inch skillet. We're going to let those guys cook for about 12. Not 12, maybe 10. And here's what we got. You want it just a little charred. About 8-9 minutes later, we have it a little charred. We're going to take that and going ahead and putting it in one of my favorite appliances, as you all know who know me. The Vitamix. You're going to put it in your blender. I happen to love my Vitamix. Whoop. These are all nicely charred. It's going to be good. Don't bother to wash out your skillet because you're going to use it again. To that, I'm going to add 1 chipotle pepper. You can see that here. They come in cans with, they always come with adobo sauce. So, a teaspoon of adobo sauce and 1 chipotle pepper. Let me take the pepper out so you can see how it looks. Just like that. Put that in there with the teaspoon of the adobo sauce. You can find that in the Hispanic section of your grocery store, wherever you shop. They should have that. There's a couple brands out there. I don't have a favorite. And then 1 teaspoon of, I'm going to go with a little bit of a heaping teaspoon myself because I like a lot of chili powder. And to that, it calls for 14 ounces of tomatoes that have been fire roasted. This is a 28-ounce can because that's how I always buy them because I use it a lot. So I'm going to just go ahead and pour in about half of this. Half of the can. All right. Here we are, and then you know what to expect next. For those of you who know me, we're going to do the little Vitamix cover your ears dance. All right, here we go. And 1 and 2, and I put it on. We're going to make this into a puree, so it won't take very long. So put on a short song for this one. Oh, first I got to turn it on. Okay, there we go. Very simple, very quick. Oh yeah, it's a nice puree. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add about a tablespoon of oil to my pan, which still has a little oil left, but I'm going to go ahead and do it like a slug. Get that warm. Not too warm, actually. And I'm going to go ahead and add my puree mixture into that pan. And I'm going to show you something. If you have a Vitamix, I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of these. One of my tools that I use, that it fits just in the bottom of the Vitamix and probably would work for any blender to get the last little dregs out. Because I don't know about you, but when I use my Vitamix, I always have stuff in the bottom and it makes me crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here slowly. So it doesn't splatter all over. See if you can see me doing that with that. It's right in there. Yep. Alrighty. Oh, that came out nicely. And I'm going to cook this over kind of a medium-esque heat. Until it gets a little bit darker in color than it is. This is the color we're starting with. But I better leave it on here. Stir it around a little bit. So I want to cook it there for probably 5 to 7 minutes until it gets a little bit darker and a little bit thicker. Okay, here's what we've got. We've got a little bit on the darker side. It's a thicker side. I've been stirring constantly, which is what we need to do. And to this, I'm going to go ahead and add a cup of water. A cup of water. I'm going to put the heat up a little bit. Hope you're not getting dizzy. So we can stir it around, get kind of a simmer going. See, it got a little bit lighter in color. And we want to bring it to just a little bit of a simmer, so I'm going to put the heat up just a little bit, because I'm impatient. What can I tell you? See where they got some bubbles going, right? Got those guys there. I'll take a close-up. There's a close-up of the bubbles. It's simmering. So what I'm going to do next is going to go ahead and throw in the tortilla chips. All of them, the whole thing. Here we are, just like that. I bet you guys are going to want to come over for dinner. Got to get here quick though, because this thing can't sit around. You don't want the chips to get all soft, and they get soft, but you don't want them to get all soggy. That's what I'm saying. All right, I'm going to coat the chips. While that's simmering, that's a nice coat to them. I'm gonna spread them out here. It's hard to stir, coat, and hold my camera at the same time, but you know, I'm doing a pretty good job of it, I think. Next thing coming on is a cup of cheddar shreds. And we're gonna have those go till they get a little bit melty. And I actually like, there we go, hold that up. The Violife cheddar shreds. They're plant shreds. Oh, doesn't that look good, you guys? I think it looks really good. Stir it around a little bit. It starts to melt. And the good thing about this is we're going to serve it right in the skillet. We're not even going to bother to take it out. So that makes much less dishes for chief cook. I'm the chief cook, but Arlene is the chief bottle washer, as you know. And whenever I can use fewer dishes, she is much happier. So there we have that. All right. This is great. I'm going to stir that around until, like I said, melts a little bit. I find this melts pretty well. There we go. And then for our garnish, I've got that chopped onion. Right here. And then some cilantro, about 1/3 cup or so. Although I like extra cilantro. We're going to throw that on there for the garnish. And it's going to just go to the table looking just like that. All right. And here we have it. This is these are Chilaquiles Rojos. And it says, don't call me nachos, because they're not nachos. Pretty, huh? All right, I'm going to go over to the table right now and serve these. Wish you were closer. So go out there or stay home and be joy in your own kitchen. Enjoy the yum. Until next time.